These are the broad beans. There are two varieties in it. One is the dwarf variety. I never tried before. First time I'm trying. And another one is a crimson color flower variety. I tried that last couple of years. The reason why I plant now from the trays, on 11th of November I sown the seeds directly in this bed. Not all of them germinated because the seeds are very old. So I'm filling those gaps with the ones I sown in tray by end of January. Now it's 7th of March. They are happy to go on the ground now. They're grown up and also they're tolerant to cold as well. The net you see there, in November when I saw them, I actually protected them from the mice. Otherwise they go and basically pull out the seedlings. It happened for many years to the allotment holder. Somehow I've been protecting them last few years. Luckily nothing happened to my broad beans. That's the reason why net was there. Now I'm going to separate these plants from the tray. Alright, okay. So I'll put one side, one variety. I don't need too many plants. Look at the root. Generally broad beans, I use the deep root trainers. Somehow this year I basically use the normal 12 cell tray. Once I got the seedling separated, all I'm going to do is make a small hole. Broad beans, they send their roots too deep. So take this plant and simply push and then cover it. But I'll put a little bit deeper. The reason being, they will be very strong to withstand for the wind. That's the only reason. They don't put any side roots when they touch the soil, but I want to put them a little bit deeper so that the plant gets proper support from all the sides. So one plant is done. So I'm going to do the other one here because there's one coming up here. I don't need to do. I can clearly see. Lots of earthworms because this bed was prepared in first week of November with all the goodness, organic material. So all the organic material is readily available now because it's good enough time for them to mix up with the soil and make a good progress with the soil chemistry. So another plant, the spare stems. Don't want to bury them in the soil, that's why I took the spare ones. So let me complete this row in a similar fashion. Now I have planted 7 seedlings. As I mentioned, these are sown in last week of January and they actually germinated in less than 6 days, and they were in the greenhouse, no heating, for 5.5 weeks. Now they're in the ground. I have watered them and then I put the net back in so the plants are protected. Once they grow up, maybe another feet or so, I'm going to remove the net. Because the weather is warming up, today is 7th of March. As per the forecast, weather is slightly warming up. I would say in 2 weeks time, they should be growing in a feet or so. Then I can remove the net. These are the green peas. I'm going to plant them in this bed here. Before that, I need to harvest this lamb's lettuce and then plant my peas. So that's the plan. And I need to separate those seedlings first. This is the lamb's lettuce, winter surviving lettuce. Somehow my chickens, they don't eat this. I don't know, taste is good, but it sticks to the tongue. Probably that could be the reason. Anyway, I'm harvesting these now. Now I have harvested the lamb's lettuce and then I separated the seedlings. Look at the beautiful root system. Supposed to use the deep root trainers. Somehow this year I forgot to do that, but still there are plenty of roots, and all these seedlings will go here in couple of rows. What I'm going to do now is make a trench. Because the soil is so soft, I can just use my hand to make a trench. Once you made the trench, just slide the seedlings like this. I plant them very close. They're happy to live like that. So again, there's lots of goodness added into the soil already. I don't need any fertilizers here. Placing them almost 4 to 6 inches apart. You can even plant them a little bit closer. I want to make few rows here. And then slowly put the soil back into the trench. These peas are hardy as well, like the broad beans and onion and other brassicas. They can withstand for a bit of cold, not too much, maybe 0 degrees, like that. And so now one row is done. I need to do the other few rows. I don't know, probably 2 more rows, and water them. And main importantly, we need to cover these peas with the bird net, otherwise birds are going to get to them. Probably I might not do that today. I will just put the net, but I will not do it properly, just to make sure that they are secured. And in weekend time, I'll protect them with the net by making some frame and make sure that I can freely get in to weed off or harvest or anything. Now I have planted 3 rows of peas. You can see I watered them well. Now I was thinking to cover them with the net. I have changed my mind. I'm going to put a fleece, because next week it will be -1 for a few days. So I thought a fleece would be a good idea. So I'm going to cover with a fleece and leave it for maybe a week, 2 weeks. Then I can take the fleece off, and then I put a proper net for protecting those bees. I'm placing few wood blocks in the middle, so that when I put the fleece is not going to touch the plants. So that's the plan. This side I can use the clamps. They're wide enough to hold the wood. They're very strong. I underestimated the clumps. Look, very strong. The other side, the wood is too much width to put the clamps, so I'm going to use these bricks. Yeah, it's not touching the plant, the fleece, and hopefully in few weeks time they're going to settle down, and I can remove the fleece and replace with proper net, and the net has to be high enough so that bees can grow tall. This is the lettuce, the variety called Iceberg 4. I sown them in first week of February. Now they're ready to go on the ground. So I got some space in my greenhouse there. I'm going to plant them next to my radish. I have now planted these lettuces wherever I could see the space all over this area. Hopefully they'll survive, and they're ready to be harvested by maybe 3rd week of March.